up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are going to be playing with some goodies from Makeup Geek. A lot of you guys have been hotly anticipating this video. I have been hyping it a little bit. Mainly this palette right here. This is the Pumpkin Spice palette. She is real pretty, real seasonally appropriate. Aside from this beautiful Makeup Geek Pumpkin Spice palette here, we are also going to be trying a couple other things. I've got some of Marlena's brushes here. I've got the powder pan blush situation in Heartthrob, and then I've also got a lipstick, which I'm going to go ahead and say this packaging is me. It's like... Anyway, guys, I already have my foundation on. I'm not loving it. I used the... Oh, that's why. I thought I was using the regular Bye Bye foundation, but I was using the CC Plus oil-free matte. So that is why I look so matte, and that is why I didn't like the way that the foundation went on, but that's okay. Also, side note, this is my new obsession. I saw people trying brushes of this shape a while ago on YouTube, just around, but this is the Sigma 4D HD Kabuki. I've never seen concealer blend so quickly in my life. Like, this was the coolest thing ever. I just was like, I put a lot of concealer on, and I just like touched this to it, and I was like, oh, okay, airbrush. And that's not always the case with every like Sigma brush that I've used, but this one's bomb. I have a code for Sigma. Yes, I do. Down below. You guys, that'll be on every video kind of going forward. We'll be kind of integrating a few of their brushes in here and there. I wanted to include a brush company for you guys, or really any company, that's not so stinking expensive. I find that like a lot of the companies that I partner with, you guys are always like, this is so pricey. So when Sigma reached out to me, I was just like, yes. Like, even if I don't love every single one of their products, I want to be able to show you guys some products that don't cost $1 million, give you guys a little bit of money off, and have just another option on my channel for you guys. So that is all I'm going to say about that. Let's zoom in on my face and get started on this makeup. So the first thing I'm actually going to go in with is the Heartthrob powder. And this is, I should have realized this, but I didn't realize this. The way that they sell their stuff is actually just in these little pans, because you're kind of supposed to put it in a Z palette. Guess who's a terrible makeup guru? Me, because I don't even own a Z palette. Z palettes are these, like, if you don't know, they are these big palettes that are empty and magnetic, and so this would stick very nicely in there. Most palettes you can either easily or difficultly pop the pans out of, and you can put them in a Z palette so that you can make a palette that's more customized to your particular needs. For example, Natasha Denona actually goes ahead and puts these little pinpricks on the back of her palettes, which I think is really genius, so that you could take something small, stick it in there, and pop any of these colors out and add them to your personal Z palette or your personal kit. So that's kind of the thought process behind this, but all that being said, I have nowhere to put this, so I may need to order a Z palette. So this is in the shade Heartthrob, and we are going to put this on my cheeks and see how it goes. I haven't used this yet. I did already try the Pumpkin Spice palette, and I did kind of a look on myself with it. This looks like it's going to be a really easy rosy color to wear, not super dark. Sometimes these pans can be really deceiving. I will try something where, like this Sigma blush right here, this looks like it's going to be very light. It looks even lighter than this, but it goes on the face really bronzy, and so I'm kind of still figuring out what my like ideal shade in that is. They just sent me a bunch of stuff. It's not all like particularly catered to me, so not a fan of that shade in particular, but I want to try Nymphea, which is like Nikki Tutorial's favorite one. Yes. I also think it has to do with formula. This is a really smooth, easy to wear formula. I think that a blush can be the right color and or any product can be the right color and just be the wrong formula. This is gorgeous. I love that. I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to put it in one of my little makeup drawers so that oh no, I just stuck my fingernail in it. Come on, khaki. Just set it down someplace where it's out of my wrecking ball zone. We're going to be trying a lipstick, but right now, just so that you don't have to look at my crusty concealer lips, I have the e.l.f. lip gloss, the Pumping Gloss. I've already got some primer on my eyeballs. I have the Luscious Cosmetics Angel Eyes on there because I like it. So I have the defined crease brush, which is like my ideal shape, except it's even smaller than my fave, which is from Real Techniques. So I'm like really hoping that this is going to become part of my repertoire. And then I also got this pencil brush, which is, she doesn't do any numbers on hers or anything. So this is just the Makeup Geek pencil brush, and I'm probably going to use this for inner corner. Very excited. I haven't tried the brushes yet, I've only tried the shadows. So the first thing I'm going to do is take, that's my dog. So this is an interesting palette because I'm not really sure whether this is intended to be an all-in-one palette or a companion palette. We are probably going to have to go in and find a highlight shade somewhere, even if it's just a pressed powder. But this is very just fall, and I really enjoy that about it. We've got kind of these really gorgeous cranberry tones over here. I'm really into yellow and ochre as just a concept. Not sure how they look on my eyes, but I like it as a concept. And the first time that I did a look, it was with these, kind of. And I threw in a little bit more for good measure just to kind of deepen and darken. But this shade right here, which is called Jack-O-Lantern, should be really familiar to you guys because it is a shade that is in a lot of the palettes that I use. Let's see, I've got the Urban Decay Born to Run here. Very similar to Still Shot. And Still Shot is one of my favorite shades to use. It's kind of my, yeah, those are super duper similar. See? So that's kind of my Rosé All Day eyeshadow look that you guys saw over the summer. We're not going to be doing that today because you guys have seen it like half a dozen times on my channel. I think that since we've been in the berry tones recently, and we've been in these tones recently, we're going to go the path of most resistance and concentrate on the yellows and the ochres of it all here. So I'm going to start by laying down a kind of creamy shade on my eyes that's not in this palette. In fact, I'm just going to use a pressed powder for it and just kind of dust it all over the lid so that we have a little bit of working area. Y'all, the jury's out on this concept because everybody's like, oh, you're supposed to put down powder on top of your primer. And then people were like, oh, Natasha Denona says don't do that with her palettes and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you can't please everybody. We're just gonna do it. So now it's done. The first thing I'm gonna do is throw this pretty ideal transition shade right here into the upper crease. And this shade is called Buffed. Nice big mirror in here. I'm gonna use it. Do you guys believe me when I say everything turns pink on me? When you have really yellow undertones, even something that's as neutral as this shade turns pink on my skin. Isn't that wild? That's why I don't actually wear a lot of pink, is because if it leans like purple pink, it's gonna turn like scary pink, or as I like to call it, pank, on my skin. How has the first bit of fall been for you guys? Do you live someplace where fall is happening yet? It's starting to try to happen here in Austin, and that usually just results in like nice cool mornings, everybody getting really excited, putting on a sweater, and then just taking it off by like 10 a.m. because the sun comes out. I like had a moment outside this morning where I was just reading a book and watching my cat roll around in the grass and enjoying my coffee. And then the sun came out and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I live in Texas. So that's really pretty. We'll wait to highlight the brow bone. Let's go ahead and get into the good stuff here. So the first thing I'm going to do is throw this kind of all over. This shade is called Early Bird, and it's a really pretty kind of mustardy ochre color. And I'm just gonna throw her all over my eyelid. Why am I doing this with a fluffy brush? That's a really good question. We're going to do this with a flat brush. So the tea on Makeup Geek, if you didn't watch those videos, and honestly, if you haven't, don't, because your feed on YouTube will just start getting flooded by things that YouTube thinks you're going to be interested in because you dipped one toe in the tea. It's like, I don't understand how, if I watch a Zoella video, YouTube thinks I want to watch someone trash Zoella. Like, that blows my mind. Anyway, it has been kind of the talk of everyone that Marlena came out and said exactly how much, for example, she's been asked to pay influencers to talk about her products, and she did kind of consequentially drop off the mat because she wasn't willing to do so. And we've talked about this before on my channel. This has been a few weeks ago. But anyway, I just took it as an opportunity to try Makeup Geek. I buy all my own products anyway. I have like maybe 5 or 6 companies that I've directly talked to that are small companies who value me as a small creator, and they send me free stuff and I'm like on their PR list, and that is just like a very recent development, like in the last few months, and I'm super grateful for it. But I'm very used to buying my own product, and I'm very used to supporting companies that are trying to grow. And you know, Marlena actually manufactures in the US, which makes her margins a lot smaller. And so I just, on principle, wanted to give it a shot, support her, see what the heck is up with this stuff. Plus, very recently, she did a collab video kind of to highlight a smaller creator with my friend Nessa Sunshine, who is a delight if you guys haven't watched her. It was just the cutest little get ready with me, and she was just so adorable and genuine and authentic and the kind of creator I like to watch. So, you know, good on Marlena for that. So, I'm gonna be honest, you guys, this shadow is a little hard to work with. It's kind of patchy, it's kind of hard to get it to just really lay down, and so I am kind of struggling a little bit. It just doesn't really want to go on in a nice opaque layer. It's not gonna stop me, but not like my new favorite eyeshadow. Although I'm digging the color. Next I'm going to go in, we're gonna try this little guy. Not sure if she is going to be too small and give me too much definition, but we're going to just start in the crease with Cocoa Bear and see where that lands us. I'm kind of rolling it in the shadow instead of like dipping it, because I really want a light amount of product on the brush. And don't worry guys, we're gonna get weird. Don't worry. I mean, we have a freaking like yellow, green, swampy gold foiled shade. Like, it's going on my eyes. Don't worry. But right now, I am really enjoying this part of the ceremony. Just building that crease. Making kind of a mess, but that's what I do. I like this color, and I really like this brush. I like this brush a lot. Wow. In my mind I was like, wow, the left eye is going really well. I have no idea how that happened, but we'll get rid of her later. It's fine. I kind of dig it. I want to take a bigger fluffy brush from Real Techniques, and I want to take our kind of original, it's just a transition shade, khaki, and we're gonna put that kind of above right here, but I'm not gonna use it to blend on top or layer. I really want these colors to stay distinct. I feel like what ends up happening is I panic about things not being blended well enough, and then I just overblend them and everything just gets really muddy and patchy looking. So I'm gonna really attempt to believe in myself. Now for the fun part. So what I see people do all the time, and I never do it because I just usually use my fingers, is instead of wetting your brush and then dipping it into the product, they'll dip into the product and then spray the brush. Let's try it. I'm gonna do that with this shade Untamed, and we will together discover whether it works. Every time I do that, I just get water all over my mirrors. Can someone teach me to not be a disaster? That wouldn't be any fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works great. Thanks every makeup artist out there. I like that. That's real pretty. This is the Sigma E45 small tapered blending brush, and it is different from the other loves of my life because It's about the same size as my fluffy brush, but it's more tapered so you get more detail with it. And I'm going to go back in with our deep dark shade here, Cocoa Bear, and again, just kind of roll it in the product because I don't want to get a ton on my brush, and kind of cut a little bit right here. It's a very precise brush. For being kind of big and fluffy, it's deceptive. Like, this is not a brush that you want to just like blend your crease with, just like go ham, because it's pointy. So it helps you kind of define, which I think is cool. I'm gonna be honest, the temptation in my brain right now is to use this shade Cherry Cola to add dimension on the outer corner of my eyes, but I fear that it's going to go really muddy, and I need to learn my lesson and dial back my too much gene. I do really like this brush. I was very disappointed with it at first because I was like, this is not a blending brush. Like, why is it called a tapered, like a blending brush? But turns out there's a whole wide world of brushes out there, all for different reasons, and that I can get really interesting looks out of them by just trying something that takes me out of my comfort zone. And this brush totally took me out of my comfort zone. I really like it because it's like, it'll blend above where the brush is, but it stops where the point is, if that makes any sense. But you can see I'm like able to draw a little bit stronger of like a cut crease right there. I mean, it's not a cut crease, but you know what I mean. So for the inner corner highlight, I'm actually just going to use a highlighter. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Super Glow. Never figure out which side of this opens. And I'm going to dip my little pencil brush from Makeup Geek in there. And then I'm going to spray her with a little bit of water. And see what we get. Yep. Come through. I like this little pencil brush. It is very precise. Inner corner highlights are kind of hard. I feel like they make them look very easy when, you know, Jackie Aina just dips her like ring finger in a color and just goes, that was easy. I don't know, maybe my eye placement is different. Maybe inner corner highlights don't always look good on me, but I find them to be challenging to get them right. I'm learning that tools matter. Having the right tools makes a difference. All right, going back in with the Defined Crease Brush from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to go back into our original transition shade and use that to make it look like we know what we were doing over here. Just build a little bit of pigment so that that's not just this weird, ambiguous no man's land on my face. And then I'm going to use my Super Glow again on, not the pencil brush, I'm going to use one of these flat guys from Thrive, and I'm going to trace my brow bone here. I feel like, especially in the camera right now, I can see that there's just not enough blending right there. I don't like that. We're gonna go and do what we just did with the transition shade and just add a little more there. So I really appreciate the pigmentation of these shades. How when I want to go in and I want to add some color, the color is there to be had. I feel like we lost this color and I'm sad about it. So I want to go back in with her. I'm just adding a little bit of that kind of at the top of my foiled area. I'm not sure if it's doing anything, but I just want a little more of a blend right there. And I kind of love that it's exactly the same shade value. Like it's the same, like they borrow from one another. This one just happens to be foiled and this one happens to be matte. So it's like I can really play with those two colors like off of each other. I'm starting to like it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up underneath my eyes with my MAC powder that I always use for this purpose. And are going to put some shadow underneath my lash line, but I want to clean that up first. Oh, isn't that better? Isn't that so much better? And I don't have any highlight on yet, so we're going to do that. Even though I chattered all the way through it and it made it feel like it took a long time, that really wasn't that much effort that was involved in putting that look together. I mean, I'll talk to you again after eyeliner and lashes, but that was pretty easy, and I feel like the product made it easy. The only thing that I would say was difficult was just working with this color right here. She's just a little bit stiff. Even when I put my finger in there and try and get a swatch out of it, it's just stiff. So just keep that in mind. That's all. It's not like it's a deal breaker or something. It's just, it's a fact of life. Okay guys, I'm going to put on some liner and some lashes, maybe mascara, maybe lashes. I will decide in a minute. I don't know, maybe we'll get weird. And then we will talk about lipstick. Okay, I realized that I wanted to be on camera to put shadow underneath my lash line. I didn't want to do that and then just like explain it to you guys after the fact. But I did get a chance to put on some brow mousse and some mascara. This is the Thrive mascara, as usual. And this liner is actually very interesting. This is another thing that Sigma sent me. So this is the Wicked Gel Eyeliner. I'm not sure how I feel about this particular eyeliner. It's good, but I like the NYX one better. But this brush, you guys, it made me look like I know what I'm doing. It's really weird. Look at it. I've definitely seen things like this before. I've seen NYX has a liquid eyeliner that when you buy it, the package brush is bent like this. So, I mean, I figured someone created this out of necessity because it should help with the ergonomics of putting on eyeliner. And you guys know, I don't do a cat eye. I don't do a liquid eyeliner ever because I'm terrible at it and I feel like it just gets completely out of control, but that was actually pretty quick. So far so good on that little guy. So let's go ahead and do my lower lash line and then put on some lipstick. What color should we put on my lower lash line? I think we should go with the foily shade because we're already here. And then probably put a little bit of like the dark shade kind of in the middle. One of you guys commented recently, you were like, ooh, I love the pink. I think it was with the Natasha Denona Safari palette. I put the like lotus right there in the middle. She's like, ooh, I like that. It gives that like sick look. And I knew exactly what she meant. She was not throwing shade. It's like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I kind of love that like blush under the eyes, like K-beauty thing, the hangover makeup. And so I do like to kind of add a little bit of, I don't know, just a little bit of extra drama kind of like right underneath the middle of the eye. So I'm going to take a little flat brush here. I'm going to start with that ochre color, Untamed, the foily guy, and go underneath. Oh my god, that's so pretty. All the way around. I mean, all the way to the inner corner highlight, basically. I know that, you know, we're all supposed to appreciate our natural beauty and whatever, but sometimes when I look at pictures of myself, I'm convinced that my eyes are too far up my face. I know that's stupid. I know that that's stupid. But we all look at ourselves too long and we just start to see things that aren't there. And I think that sometimes pulling the eyeshadow down underneath my eye makes my eyes look a little bit further down my face. I don't know. So now that I see this on here, I definitely want to take a fluffy brush, but a small fluffy brush. Woo! Another commenter kind of shaded me on using too big of a fluffy brush, which is because I am kind of brush illiterate. I am figuring out that there are a lot more brushes in the world than I thought that I needed, and blushes. Brushes are really expensive. I would get these emails from Beautylish being like, the new Wayne Goss brush set that you need. And then I'd open it up and it was $250 and I was like, why would I spend $250 on brushes? There were a lot of brushes, to be fair, and they're probably really, really awesome. And I just feel like I got overwhelmed in the beginning of my channel with just the onus of buying makeup that I was like, okay, well, I'll save money on, you know, not investing in a bunch of tools right away. It matters. But that's left me with brushes that are too big to kind of do the job. And so we're gonna go back in with the Little Baby Makeup Geek Defined Crease Brush. These are not, my nose itches, these are not expensive, so that's good news. And there are a lot of really good inexpensive brushes out there. Also, I wanna mention, as far as the Sigma code is concerned, you can probably get a better deal than 10% off. Just gonna throw that out there. Like, I'm here for you guys. I can only give you 10% off. If you wanna click my link because you wanna try them, like, I get credit for that anyway, that's awesome. But if you just go to their website, you don't necessarily have to use the code khaki. By the way, that's the code. But if you click the link and don't use my code, I still get credit for it. So don't feel bad if you're like, khaki, I got 30% off just for visiting the site. I'll still get credit for it. So, like, you know, shop to your heart's content. Get that discount, girl. Anyway, early bird. We're going to take the matte version of that gold shade and I'm going to blow out the lower lash line because yes, that's exactly what I was hoping for. I love that. I don't give enough love to my lower lash line. I feel like back in my old scene days, I really embraced the lower lash line. I haven't done a good enough job of it. And then we're going to take our little flat brush again. Actually, let's take that little pencil brush this time, since it's so stinking precise. I'm gonna go back in with this Cocoa Bear color. And I am gonna spray my brush, even though this isn't a foiled shade, I don't want it to fall out. We already have a lot of makeup on my face, and I just don't want to have to clean it up. And I'm just going to go in the center right here with that. Yes, 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 I love that. It's gonna look even better with mascara on my bottom lashes. Is it just me, or do these colors totally make my brown eyes pop? I didn't think it was possible for brown eyes to pop, but here we are. All right, let's throw some mascara on the lower lash line. I'm getting excited because I feel like this is going well. And I think it has everything to do with actually using like smaller brushes, so thank you, Makeup Geek. That is a Halloween smoky eye right there. Let's add some more blush because this is a lot of look and I think that we can get away with adding some more blush. I kind of always think we can get away with adding more blush. But it's like, especially after I clean my under eye up with that powder, sometimes we lose blush. I feel like I want to add some darkness right here because I feel like there's this weird empty space right here. I look like an anime character. I'm obsessing at this point. I love this eye look. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, but I just, while we're here, we might as well. So let's take that same little pencil brush and the same Cocoa Bear color, and I just kind of want to add a little bit right there. Probably should wait for my mascara to dry, but I don't know. Move fast, break stuff. Maybe I just need lashes. Should I put on lashes? I have a lot of lashes. Let's see. Your girl does not smell good. That could be awesome. BRB, I'm not gonna do this on camera. Hang on. You guys are so lucky because you just get to wait between clips. You aren't actually having to endure me struggle with putting on lashes. I will say though, I am being very dramatic because Venix Beauty, this is a brand that I had never ever heard of before they contacted me. This is just the box. They sent me a bunch of eyelashes and I do have a code down below for them. The biggest selling point I feel like for these lashes, besides them being cruelty free, and they donate meals to children in Kenya, India, and Haiti, which is really cool. The biggest thing that I find about them is that they're like beginner lashes. They are so easy to put on. They make me look like Nikki Tutorials because I just put glue on and then I just go outer corner, inner corner, and then they just stay. They don't have opinions. They don't have a preference on how they're gonna sit on my eye. They don't lift up in the middle or anything. They're really, really comfortable, really flexible lashes, and I appreciate that about them. So, now that this is like a look, let's go in on some lips. So, ultimately one day, you guys, I will reveal what this lip liner is, but it is, until then, just known as my favorite lip liner. So, as I always do, kind of barely overline the top, looks like a little mustache, and then just line my regular lips on the bottom. And today we're going to be working with the shade Naive. The Iconic lipstick is the formula, and she is very peach. Like, was not totally sure what this color was going to look like when I got it, and it's peacher than I was ready for. But I think with the nude lip liner, we can make her work. Plus, this is all very orange. I kind of think that peach could be very pretty with it. I love the teeny tiny tube. Makes it very easy to apply. Oh, I remember what I feel about this lipstick. Because I have tried it before. Like before this video. It smells like old lipstick. Like it's been sitting in your grandma's drawer for 10 years. Like it doesn't have a fragrance to it or anything. It's not like rosy scented or something, but it just smells like makeup. Like old makeup. So I think that that's a little bit flat for me. I think it's a pretty color, but I just kind of think that it needs some dimension. Like we have the beige outline that I've kind of blended in, and then there's this, and it's not particularly like as opaque as I would want it to be. So yeah, I'm gonna take Stephanie from Thrive Cosmetics, which is this very neutral true beige, which is one of my favorite shades on the planet, and go right in the middle. And almost, I don't know, just you can barely notice the difference, but it just adds a little bit of beige and makes it look a little bit more appropriate to my skin tone while still preserving a little bit of the peach. I'll give her a little spritzy do. And I think that this needs one final touch. Ta-da! You guys know, if I'm gonna get festive, I can't resist. I've got so many flower crowns. There's really one for every mood and every occasion at this point, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. So I bring you this really fun fall look we've got on my eyes. It goes with my flower crown because this is an everyday go to the grocery store kind of look. And we put lashes on. I've got this really great inner corner highlight. I do love that I just took my magnifying lens, or sorry, I just put my wide angle lens on and now I'm just leaning into the camera. That makes no sense. But anyway, yeah. These lashes, I'm obsessed. Which ones are these? I should tell you guys that. That is something that people are probably going to want to know. This is Evening Primrose. I will link to those below. So if you guys want me to do another look with these on like a get ready with me or something like that, just let me know. That can be arranged, but I think that this is so much fun. I love this look. Like I'm loving how it looks on me. I am kind of gagging about this blush. I am sort of obsessed with it. This is, yeah, heartthrob. It's been a long time since I've worn a blush that didn't have any shimmer to it. It's like a satin matte. It's almost completely matte, but it does have this just tiny bit of like blendability to it. No sparkle whatsoever. I would not say it has any iridescence to it, but it is just such a gorgeous color on the skin, and I think that the formula is really the selling point here. It just went on so beautifully. I just couldn't stop myself from putting more and more on. And as for the lipstick, I don't know. I probably won't buy another one. It's like, I don't like the smell. I don't really like the formula. The main thing that I really like about it is the packaging. I think the packaging's really pretty, but that really makes no difference at all. So yeah, the lipstick is a pass, but the rest of it is gorgeous. I think, unfortunately, one of you guys reported to me recently that this got sold out and people were like, I regret not getting it. But the Gemini palette restocked. Maybe Marlena will restock the Pumpkin Spice palette. And if she does, hopefully this helps you make an informed decision on what it is you want to do. And also, it's not like these shades can't be bought individually. In fact, let's look online. Let's me not get roasted in the comments. Aha! So what I'm seeing here is that yes, these shades can be bought individually, but they're all sold out, even on the individual level, which I guess makes sense because all they're doing is throwing them into a Z palette themselves. So, you know, because you can buy a 9 palette from them and fill the colors in yourself, but these particular shades are sold out, which totally sucks. They will probably restock, and if not, there are probably shades like this to be found on their website. Those of you who did get this palette, is it not gorgeous? I'm totally in love with it. Like, this makes me want to leave the house like this. I usually get done with a full-on, full-face makeup look, and I'm like, well, this is fun. I'm gonna go wash off my drag face now so that I can go face society. Like, this makes me want to go find a fall festival and just be a little fairy. I find that fall is one of those things that we are all hotly anticipating all summer. We're like, I love fall, and then fall happens so fast and you feel like you never get a chance to really appreciate it. So I wanted to really take some time today and do this look. Not be thinking about my next video or how much time it's taking up in my day, but really hang out with you guys and get a really great look out of this palette. I just wanted to hang out, and this has been so much fun. Sometimes makeup is frustrating, sometimes new makeup is frustrating, sometimes brushes are frustrating, but today everything kind of aligned and I love this look. So I hope that you guys like it too. If you do, hit it with a thumbs up. If you don't, hit it with a thumbs down. It's all counted as engagement. YouTube doesn't actually care. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. Guys, I would love it if you did. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been loving the outpouring of support from you guys in the last video. Thank you so much for your sweet, sweet comments. You are so amazing. I love you guys so much. Leave something nice down below so that we can all spread some positivity. And I hope that you guys are having an awesome fall so far. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. I forgot to mention, you guys, Sigma actually sent me 2 intro boxes of like identical items. So all the stuff that I used today, I have doubles of that are totally unopened. So let me know if you guys want me to throw that in a giveaway, because we can do that. We just finished the Thrive giveaway and we need another giveaway. So let me know.